back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. As you can see, we're in a different setup, and I thought, you know what? It's the first time buyers Q&A. Why don't we actually have it how most first time buyers are? Danny's going to be doing a running commentary. He's in the hallway currently on a tower because if you've seen the movie vlogs, the hallway is our biggest task. But with a change of light bulbs that Danny's very, very happy about, and plenty of coats of paint, I think it's coming along great. So we're living off of plastic cups, which is fabulous. iPad is to hand. I'm in my overalls and I've also got my site t-shirt on. I've just bought this from B&Q. I'm going to try and not get any nails in my bum because I'm sitting on literally the floor and the grippers are right by me. Yes, that is a hole from the vent with all the creepy crawlies and everything sitting in there. So, shall we get in and see what you guys want to know for a first time buyer Q&A and see if I can actually be of any help? Let's get into it. Right, so if you want to get involved in these, guys, I asked over on my Instagrams and also my email, which is down in the description box below. Always, anything you want to ask, go over there. If you want to get involved in the videos, anything at all, just hit me up down there, okay? So we're kicking off. How long did it take you to save? Now, I can't say that I was an avid saver. I started saving when I was 18. I opened a money box account actually, and I just put £10 a week in. I didn't think nothing of it, was just popping it in, and with money box at the end of the year you get a 25% top up from the government. So you can put a maximum of £4,000 a year in and you get £1,000 up from the government to round it up to each year £5,000 in essence. Now I was nowhere near that on a yearly basis, as I say. £10 a week, but I would do like one-off big bulk payments. So say I had some money left over from work, if I had money left over from YouTube, I used to put a bit in, and I would just kind of put it in as a lump sum every now and again. So it took me a decade to save. I was saving for a decade, guys, because throughout that decade as well, from 18 to 28, I didn't scrimp. I still wanted my holidays, whereas a lot of my friends, they literally save for a house, and they were homeowners a lot more before me. But I like my travels, and I actually don't regret the saving bit by bit and still having a life, because I don't know, I think if I'd have saved, got the house. Pay. Yeah, and I think also I might have resented the house in a way to feel like I could have missed out on some things. Whereas here, I think I've still travelled to some amazing places. I still managed to save a bit in the way, living life, still going to try and have that balance with holidays and everything like that. But I'm kind of glad I did it this way. So I exchanged when I was 28, but I got the keys the day after my 29th birthday. So, okay, 10 years and a day to save in essence. But I think regardless if you want to focus and crack on and save. Some of my friends saved and got a house within like 3 to 4 years. I think as well it's a different thing with what property you're purchasing. So, you know, all the shenanigans at home. I knew first off I didn't want to go into a flat. I didn't want anything where I could have someone above me because we have problems with Footloose and everything. I wanted somewhere with parking because if you're regular to the channel, you know that we have a lot of problems parking. So for me, like a driveway or even allocated parking, which some flats do have, some flats don't have. I needed space. I have a lot of stuff and I can't help that. I have a lot of stuff and I wanted an extra room to be able to do filming and everything. So I knew straight off I would need 3 beds to start with. And a lot of people, I think, for their first home, think maybe like 1 or 2 bed flat. The flats that I saw, guys, were just tiny. They was not going to do anything. I remember I went to see one and the man said, oh, this is your walk-in wardrobe. And I said, that wouldn't... You okay?
Yeah, just dropping paint.
Okay. As long as you're not falling off the ladder. And one of the walk-in closets from the flats that we saw, he said, oh, yeah, this is your walk-in closet. And I said, this wouldn't even hold like my Doc Martens or boots. And he said, maybe you shouldn't have so many boots. And I was just like, no, it's not for me. The flat's not for me. So I started looking at the house route, and I probably could have got somewhere quicker if I hadn't have been so picky. I could have probably got maybe a mid-terrace with like no parking, just a street parking, probably about a year or so ago. But I was specific. I knew what I wanted. It wasn't necessarily the area though. I was never thinking to come this far up. I thought around about an hour-ish, which from work it is an hour. I think from here to Mama G's is about an hour and 15. But for what I got here, for the money-wise to what you would have in Essex, I don't think you can grumble. And the only thing is, it needs a bit of work, which is what we're doing. I'll talk into there because there's a question about renovations and everything, but we've worked with what we got. I feel it was got at a great price. Now it's just about trying to add value. So yeah, it took me 10 years and a decade and a day in essence to get it, guys. Someone says, I think you're amazing and congratulations. Wish you all the best in the future. Thank you very much. How much and how long did it save? Blah, blah, blah. There's no vodka in that, guys. I promise it's just Fanta. How long did it take you to save for a deposit? And did you get any family help financially? So, this is another thing. A lot of my friends were very fortunate to have family members or parents that would be like, there you go, that's towards your house. I've not been brought up like that. We're a normal working class family, and unfortunately, Mama G and Dada don't just have, say, a sum of 5-10 grand just chilling in their bank account. So every single penny in this house is from me. Everything from what I've earned, what I've saved, the deposit and everything was me. Not going to say that when we get into the house, I mean, at the moment, I was very lucky to get finance for me on kitchen because I didn't think I was going to get that. But the majority of stuff has gone on credit cards. 0%, I'm not being silly and paying interest. 0% credit card I managed to get just before the mortgage completed, and that has helped me out a lifesaver to sort out bits and bobs. There's another question about like monthly outgoings and that, so I can go into that to give a rough idea. But in terms of that question, I didn't have. Oh,
sorry, no, I'm sorry, I forget you filming.
No, you're all right. What did you do?
Nothing.
You'll hear Danny. He makes all these noises. I'm like, you're right. It's like, yeah.
The paint come off.
The paint come off?
Yes.
On you?
On the brush.
Oh, okay. But no, I didn't have any family help with this purchase. Are you still eligible with debt? Do they go into it? And I'm only talking a couple of grand, not massive. So when you go through, obviously, the mortgage application, they will ask you your finance agreements, any outstanding loans, cards, everything like that. If you've got a couple of grand, I wouldn't say it's something that would deter them off. What they do look into more is payments. If you've missed payments, if you've lapsed any, if you've fallen behind, if you've maybe not made finance agreements on time and like your direct debits balance, that's what they look more into if you've had the missed payment side. In terms of debt, I don't know, because it also will then work in conjunction with your income and outgoings and everything like that. So at the time of my mortgage application, I had about £4,500 worth of debt. Let me tell you that, guys, that's gone up now. That's credit card is life at the moment. That went through, it was fine. So I had a mortgage approved for, I think it was 246,000. That was what my mortgage was approved for. Now that, when I looked at my monthly payments, that was the maximum. And I'm actually so glad I didn't go anywhere near that figure, because you're then really overstretching yourself. I got my house for a really good deal. I can't lie, guys. I did barter and I got a good whack off of it, which then obviously takes down your monthly payments. And currently my mortgage is around about 1,011 a month, which is still a big chunk, don't get me wrong, because that's literally just the basics. And as I say, I'll go over all your different outcomes that you have to take into consideration as well when you're looking at your mortgage. If I'd have gone for the top end 246 of my mortgage and got a property at that price, I definitely would have been struggling month to month with all of your other outgoings. So I wouldn't say that debt necessarily defers a mortgage payment, application. But it will be something they'll look into, and they will look into, like, if you've gone into arrears. Also, will look in your bank statements. Now, a few of the guys at work, if say they send money for breakfast, they put it under, maybe not breakfast as a reference, they will check everything when they go through. I had a few that come up and was questioned, and I was like, it was for so-and-so, and it was for that and that. They was like, okay. So I know sometimes people think it's funny to send things under certain names or aliases, but maybe not when you're going through a mortgage application, because they will scrutinise and they will come down and ask, what is that? And you're like, oh, okay. One of my lovelies says, can you discuss the process? What are the first steps? So, first step, start looking at houses or flats or apartments or whatever it is that you want. Start to see maybe the areas, have a look at what you think you can get, because it's normally between 4 and 5 times your salary is the average mortgage application. So if you know that, you can start to look around what's in your pay bracket, see what's around and catches your eye, and then if you see anything, the next thing would be to speak with a mortgage broker. I went with Financially Mortgages. They was based up north. My mortgage was through Leeds Building Society. They had the best rate for me. The interest rates are fluctuating at the moment. I locked myself in for a 5-year one. So when you speak to your mortgage broker, they will say there's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year. Some banks even offer 10 years. I went for a 5 year because I think ideally 5 years, try and make a bit of turnaround on this and then go up a bit more north. So the 5 year was the one that I went for. It had a rate of 4.99%, which wasn't too bad considering some of them was into the 7s and 8s. That was the one I went for. Obviously, I put my deposit down on the property, and then they work it out and they tell you yes, no, or who to go with. There may be a few cases where the mortgage people might ask certain questions about the property, so between the solicitor and that, they'll go before, like, to each other and answer all the questions. So once you have your mortgage in principle, for example, which a mortgage in principle you can actually apply for online to get a vague idea. I think I done one on Barclays just to give me a vague idea. However, when I spoke to the mortgage broker, they got me a better deal. So it gives you a basis, but proper mortgage brokers might be able to get you one higher. Once you've done that, and obviously you start going viewing properties, when you find one that you like, you would put an offer in. If it was first time and got accepted, happy days. I think I put 2 offers in on this one before it was accepted. And then it is the waiting game, I'm afraid. There's a lot of silence. You don't really hear much from anyone unless they need you to sign something or unless they need you to pay something. Which one of them will, one of you guys asked me about, like, fees and all of that. And I'll go into that because I think it does vary, because I had in my mind what I thought the fees would be and it was totally different. And then you go through, then you'll exchange, and then you actually complete. Now, I don't know how it would be for new build homes or shared ownership. This was me purchasing an older home. There was no chain, it was just me buying off of the couple and they was moving elsewhere, so I didn't have a chain or anything like that. It wasn't Help to Buy or anything like that, so I'm not too clued up on the schemes of them. But yeah, once you find it, you sign it. Once you sign, you have to make sure, because you pull out and you lose your fees. You lose your money, everyone gets irate, and then it's like, why? It's a waste of time. So just make sure you're 100%. I mean, we saw one before and it was around the Clapton area, and it was newer build, wouldn't have needed much work done to it, but they was very adamant on that price, and I think I was only about £1 or 2 off, and they just would not accept it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not meant to be. And then a couple of weeks later, we come and viewed this, and this was actually the first one of which we walked away, and it was like, oh. And I said, like, I can actually see the potential in this, like, I can see where it could go. I think that was the first one, wasn't it, Dan?
What?
When we left here, it was the first one we was like, actually, there's potential in that.
Yeah. Some stuff that we agreed on together.
Yeah.
When we looked at the other one that was in Ipswich.
Yeah, that weren't We saw a few. That was a bit like, Dan saw potential. I was like, but that one, the drive was the issue, weren't it?
Yeah.
This kind of has it all. I have the driveway for 2 large or 3 small cars. We've got a space out the front. You would have seen, guys, it's got a huge garden, which that's Dan's project. He's into his garden because, you know me, I would just completely flatten it. But a lot of you guys have said it's a lovely garden. Dan loves the garden, so I'm going to let Dan do his finesse on it. I will be helping with building the patio set. I'll be painting my bench pink. I'll be finding all the nice cute fairy lights and all that. But in terms of actually doing the garden, I've got no idea at the moment. So yeah. And then you get your completion, which is when you go get the keys. And that is when you officially sign the dotted line. However, I would, looking back now, if you were to complete and everything like that, find out from your mortgage broker when your first payment gets taken, if it will be 1 or 2. I exchanged and completed on the 31st of May. I didn't have a payment 1st of June, which I was expecting. I had a payment 1st of July, but I had to pay 2 months mortgage, which I can't lie, screwed me over big time. So definitely check with your mortgage provider what their terms and conditions are when taking for the first payment. The 1st of every month for me now is just like a wah, wah, wah. I wake up and I'm like, where's my money gone? Where is it? One of my lovelies says, not really a question, but I just want to say congratulations. The house looks lovely, lots of potential, and I love your plans. Buying your first house is such an exciting time and you both deserve it. I've been in my house 5 years in August and time goes too quick. Thank you very much, my lovely. As I say, this is the plan, roughly 5 years here, see what happens. And then up sticks, do it all again, only once more to the forever home. No? No. How long do you reckon we'll be here?
Oh, I reckon 5 years, yeah, got all that, no worries. But when you turn around and said that we've got to do it all again, one more time, no, that's lies.
No?
Yes.
I don't think I could deal with the stress of moving again.
Right, so you're telling me there's only going to be one more time when we have to sort all this painting out?
Yeah.
I can waffle.
I mean, once we're in the forever home, like after 5 years, I might get bored and want to just change up the paint.
You can bloody do it.
I love a bit of painting, guys. Dan said to me yesterday, how do you get paint everywhere? Like, I'm in my overalls for a reason. This is why I like it. I have paint in my hair. I'm an absolute mess right now.
I'm not being funny. You had it on your backside. I do not understand how you had it on there.
I think I sat in paint on the floor.
Under the overalls.
Yeah, well, it will do. If I sit directly on that, it will just seep through the overalls.
What's the point of the overalls?
Well, it just keeps the layer in.
Oh, what? Protects your body from getting dirty?
Oh no, guys, I come out of this. You saw me on the last vlog when I was coming. But it just, I feel like I'm proper DIY, and now I've got my proper site t-shirt from B&Q. But yeah, I think, obviously, in the forever house, you might do little tweaks and bits and bobs, but in terms of like renovation and like doing what we're doing now, stripping everything back to white, I don't think we'll be doing that after the renovation. The stress of thinking to have to move all my stuff from the lock-up and mum's to here is actually like, whoo, that's giving me palpitations. So
It'll be fine.
that will be a fun vlog when we have to get the removal van. Let's just say that. One of the lovely says, well, when me and my husband bought our house nearly 10 years ago, it was very tough as there was a lot of work needed and the garden was a jungle. I hear you. But we got it all done. The garden is nice and neat now and it looks all nice with the flowers. So please take your time when doing your decorations and garden, as you only want to do it once. We took years doing everything, but it's worth it. Now, I would love to say that we have time here. We don't. I think from getting the keys 31st of May, the deadline to be in properly, I want is 31st of August. So that's 3 months. And when you think of it, it's not even 3 months constant. We're here maybe one night a week. This is our first proper weekend where we've been here Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. So yeah, we've kind of just been like every other weekend. So in essence, if we got it done by the end of August, we'd have done it in 6 weeks because we haven't actually been here for the full 12 weeks. There's little things coming along. The boiler has been done. You'll see that in the next moving vlog. We're going to start trying to rip out the kitchen because I've just finalised the kitchen, so we need to sort out delivery of everything with that. The flooring has arrived. That's why we're trying to get all the painting done now. The only next thing is a bit of decorating to do in terms of like wallpaper, and the downstairs is not touched.
Don't worry.
The bathroom, I think, is just a bit of masking tape, paint. We just need to like get the radiators and that off the wall. That I don't think will take too long. The living room, I don't think will take too long. It will just probably be the wallpapering of it. Our room, we've not touched because we're kind of having one room livable at the moment. It's still got the flooring. We can paint around it, still keep the carpet on. So that will probably be one of the last things to be done. The only thing that Dan's worried about now is we have all the wardrobes in this room, to get them down and not gouge the walls.
Yes.
That will be the task, I think, that might be very strenuous. But we'll have the van, it's not a problem. The only other thing, we need to paint the banisters, but we might actually spray paint the banister handrails. We were speaking of that, yeah, maybe like spray painting that in the garden. See how it goes. But it's just a long process, guys. But as I say, I wish we could have years to do this, but unfortunately, I don't. Oh, let me quickly change her. Right, so one of lovely says, will do, thanks, lots of love. We've been a council tenant for 39 years. All I know is through family buying and what they have said, and that's that any improvements add value, as it's flipping it in 5 years. And as you said, it's the kitchen and central heating. See if your electrics need updating and keep all paperwork and receipts. So very proud of you buying it all on your own. Thank you, my lovely. Yes, so as I say, boiler is done. Kitchen is on order. We just need to rip our one out and then go on. But those were the two main things. You know me, I would have loved to have got a bath in the bathroom. But budget can't stretch for that, and I don't think renovation time or anything at all with that. So I'm making do with a shower, and when I go to mum's, that will be when I have my bath times. But it's okay. I think the bathroom, we'll be able to make it work with like bits and bobs. As soon as once I get accessories and that in there, I'll be okay. As I say, I'm definitely seeing it now, like coming to life, just being white. I can see it's, yeah, like especially the hallway. The hallway is the biggest part, and as I say, Dan was very excited about putting the light bulbs in earlier because it just makes,
it's the small things.
it is going from a warm white to a cool white. I was like, okay. One of my lovely says, hello lovely, congrats on your new home. You will have fun and enjoy the laughter together. My advice, give the garden a full season and see when in the winter as things die back and plants are very expensive. So just enjoy it for a year. And the second is always make her bed. Oh my God, I've sat in paintball now.
Oh, I just see that. Rip.
Oh, sorry guys. I've sat in something that really hurt.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to finish. So this is what I mean, guys, sitting on the floor. I'm like, whoo. Enjoy it for a year. Second is always make the bed up first when moving in, as you get shattered and you'll just want your bed. And thirdly, work on one room at a time. Say hello to Mama G and I will come and stay if you need company. I love a little tipple. Love you all, lady in red. Thank you, my lovely. And I'm sure if I was to tell Mum that, she would be like, come over. This was something I had a lot of you say on the first moving vlog. Shan, just do one room at a time. I like to do one task at a time, which Danny's one room at a time and I'm one task. So if I've started the skirting, I'll do the skirting in all the rooms. Then I'll do the emulsion in all the rooms. Then like ceilings or whatever it is. I don't work room by room. Whereas Danny's very much a room by room. So between us, we've kind of, no, he's like, he don't know what he's doing, I don't know what I'm doing. So I do think though this weekend we have had a good bit of order.
As long as you feel like it's been a productive weekend.
I feel like it has been very productive. I mean, I still think there is tons of work to do, but that hallway was the biggest
task.
Yeah, that's the thing. I said the only thing is our room, we haven't done anything to, but a few licks of paint, I think like we should be okay with that. It's just, Dan said just have one room that's kind of livable so that we're not completely, and it's actually nice to have carpet still in there because it's like my slippers, look at my poor little baby Yoda slippers, guys, they're knacked. I'm either treading in stuff, but oh, we've done the staircase as well this week, so they're not squeaky. That was a good thing from one of the men at work giving us a tip. The only thing I think in this room before oh no, I'll emulsion first, but Danny's a lot better on the sander than me, so I feel like the one for this room will be, Dan can just sand this and then I can do all the skirting once it's done. Because that sander scares me. I can't lie.
It scares you?
Because I'm going to end up taking it straight back to like the bare wood.
Just got to be a bit aggressive with it.
I'll do that and then watch me take a chunk out of the skirting and I'm like, Dan! But yeah, I'm looking forward. I think the biggest transformations will be when the wallpaper starts to go on.
I don't know, this has done it for me.
I know the hallway's the biggest, but I think once you start getting paper and that on to get like a feel for it, because at the minute we're stripping it back to white, which is what we need. It's now just getting everything in. I think the kitchen is going to be a big transformation as well.
I was so shocked because when they're Ren, amazing.
That's who we've ended up going with, Ren.
You sat in B&Q on these chairs, it was uncomfortable. Oh.
Dan loved it. We had a little sofa, you see the kitchen in 3D.
I'm going to sleep.
Probably could have done.
Okay. Yeah, so when that goes in and you've got the telly in front of you like the wallpaper.
We saw it all in like 3D and that. And the appliances are on order. We've got all the appliances on order. Fridge, freezer, oven, washing machine. As you know, I'm not having dishwasher, tumble or anything like that. We're just going basic essentials. I mean, I wouldn't have even had a washing machine. I probably would have still took my washing to Mum's and been like, Mum, can you help me please?
No.
And Mum said she would have still done my washing if I didn't want the washing machine, but I've got to learn somehow. I thought, at least if I have this, then in the Forever House, I can actually say, I use a washing machine, so I need a utility room.
Well, yeah, that's crafty.
Well,
Okay.
You've got your shed. That's Dan's going to be like Dan's little man cave, his shed at the moment here.
Okay.
Turn it into like a sign, Dan's keep out. One of my lovelies says, I've never owned my own home, but I say just enjoy it day by day and one step at a time. Not everything will happen at once, so try not to stress. I can't wait to watch things progress in your new home, and lots of love and hugs to you, Dan and Mama G. Thank you very much, my lovely. It is one day at a time. And as I say, when you think of it, if we was in by the end of August, in essence it's 6 weeks because we're not here every weekend.
You're not.
So to turn a house like this around in 6 weeks, I think is a very, very good achievement. Especially because the colours were so bright. Like, how many coats do you think the hallway has taken? I'm going to say a good 5 solid coats.
Well, I know this one is my fourth. Fourth.
I had 8 hours struggling to mop it on my own. I definitely, like, it was a task and a half, guys. That one was, whew, horrendous. But it'll be worth it in the end. And I said, you know what? Even if there is going to be any little snags or anything like that, I'm just going to put a picture over it. Right, as long as it looks nice, it's just getting a picture over it and we'll be done. I just thought we've got to get up and paint that little loft hatch. That's fine.
Okay.
Get out with my little eggshell. And we're doing a lot of upcycling as well. So the doors up here, we're going to take off. I say Dan will take the doors off because if you saw the first vlog, it was horrendous me trying to take them off. They're going to be painted because we did try to sand them.
You sure this is the same?
Yeah. I'll be like, no, it's like colour changing.
You know what I mean?
The doors we tried to sand and it didn't even make a difference. So we're just going to paint them. I've ordered new door handles. I'm going to go matte black door handles. I've ordered all new like plug sockets and that. I thought I had one on here. I don't. It's around there. New plug sockets. The one thing that I would really love, but it may be something for next year because budget-wise, I would love a new front door. I'm not vibing with the front door here, guys. I really want my red door. And you might ask why red, because I had red hair when I bought you. That is not having a green door, not having a blue door.
Okay.
I would have a red door because I had the red hair when I bought it. So whenever we get the Forever House, just make sure I've got a hair colour that you like, because that'll be the colour of the front door.
I hope you're not grey.
I mean, oh, this, guys, my hair is absolutely atrocious at the minute. As I say, I'm on a hair care journey. The colour, it does not faze me. The colour is just going to do its thing. I need to get a little bit of length and love back in the hair, that's for sure.
Get white in there as well.
Yeah, the paint's in there. That's when I get to work tomorrow, they're like, Shan, what's that in your hair? I'll be like, leave it. Be like, I cannot be bothered. One of my lovelies actually sent me a little thing off, and they said to pay off your mortgage faster, if you take it off of principal, 1 extra payment takes 7 years off, 2 is 14, and 3 extra payments take 21 years off. That is like sickening to think 1 payment could take that amount of time off your mortgage. Wow. I mean, I would always look into, if I could say at the end of the tax year, when Mr. YouTube, he has taken all of his money for the tax man, I would maybe do a bulk payment off, just to like maybe try and reduce it, but I have to remember to take it off the principal portion. One of my lovelies says, can you give a brief breakdown? Deposit, brokers, but apart from that, I don't know much in that order, thank you. So as I say, it would be, say for your deposit, it would then be to get an agreement in principle, find your brokers, start looking at projects and homes and everything like that. And then basically once you find it, it's really in the hands of the brokers and the solicitors and the estate agents. You will only get contacted when they want money or when you've got to sign something. In regards, there was a question on there for like how much renovations and everything are. I haven't got anything bougie in this house, guys. Everything is plain, run-of-the-mill. Like, I got the most basic kitchen from Wren. There's no bells and whistles with it or anything like that. It is a bog standard kitchen that they do. The flooring, I went bog standard flooring. My nails are absolutely atrocious. I do apologise. The flooring was standard. The boiler, British Gas tried to sell me something that I really didn't need. And they tried to sell me Hive. Now, that might be great. And as I say, for maybe the forever house, if we were staying here long term, getting tech, getting Alexa and everything like that. But it's only me and Dan in the house. And if we need anything, we literally just shout to each other. So I don't feel that was an investment that I needed. And British Gas was charging about £280, I think it was, for all of that. Which again is all added cost, guys. So my kitchen, I originally ordered it for £3,000. We've actually gone to say, please be careful. Oh my goodness, guys, if you can see what I'm seeing now. Oh my goodness. Please be careful, Dan.
I'm fine.
I know, first aid.
It's bloody hot here.
It's because you've got the light on.
I like to see where I'm going.
Well, no, that is better. Now we've got the white light as opposed to the yellow light. You can actually see what it is, but that tower is on the wonk, and I do not fancy you falling off that right now.
I feel like a skateboard down the stairs on this. Like Johnny.
Why don't we keep that plank and we'll just put all the wardrobes downstairs on it?
Keep what?
We'll keep the plank that you're standing on, and we'll just push the wardrobes down the stairs.
I don't think so.
He's very. I don't know if you've seen, I dropped paint down the stairs earlier on the new bits of wood. But I went and amended the kitchen and took a few things off, and it actually took it down by, what was it, like 350, 400 quid? So I ended up getting my kitchen for 2,650. That, as I say, when it's all in, you'll see it all, but that is just, for me, a bog standard kitchen. I've not gone bells and whistles. I've got like a drawer, cupboards, and I haven't even got that many wall cupboards. That's the thing. So I might look at it and think, oh my God, that is expensive, but we'll see. I'm not paying for Wren installers because they wanted more than the kitchen itself. We've just found out it was £149 delivery. They don't do weekends and we can't choose a time slot. If we want to choose a specific day, then we have to pay another £50. So I'm like, robbery. Yeah, I'm like, we don't really have anyone up here to take in deliveries, and there's 66 boxes. So it's all flat packs. So we've got to build the kitchen, and then we're going to try and find a chippy to build it. So if anyone knows anyone in the Ipswich and Suffolk area, please let us know. Send me an email or Instagram. We'll leave their details down below, because yeah, we need a chippy to put a kitchen together. We also need a floor fitter to lay laminate, vinyl and carpets. But apart from that, everything else we're going to be doing ourselves. Paint wise at the moment, it hasn't been astronomical. I've got the brushes, the gloss, the emulsion. I think so far at B&Q I might have spent 100, oh my goodness, 120, if that, as I say. But the pots, the big pots of paint, actually what you're sitting on as a tripod is the paint. That's probably the most expensive. My light switches and everything I've got off Amazon. So I might actually, do you guys want like a little mini Amazon home haul? And I can show you what I picked up, because again, it's just budget stuff, but it could always be handy for people moving or just wanting to revamp. I have got a really lovely shelving unit that once it goes up, I feel it could be the very central point of the kitchen. And once that, I might actually order the other unit that I've seen. Because I'm thinking now I've got a little bit of money spare on my credit card because I've got a proof of the kitchen finance. I need to keep that for my spending money, but I might be able to get a unit out of it. We'll see. We will see. And that is the biggest thing. The flooring, I can't lie guys, I was shocked with the flooring. I thought maybe £2 for flooring. Oh, I was so far off. Considering I say I just got basic of the basic, it was laminate for the hallway and living area, vinyl for the kitchen, and then for the stairway and 3 bedrooms is carpet. It cost me around about £3,500. That was with the underlaying grippers. That's not with delivery, that's not with fitting. They wanted £1,800 to fit. That was from Tappy Carpets. Yeah, I wasn't paying that, so thank goodness I managed to get finance on that as well. So in terms of monthly payments, so I have my salary, and then for monthly outgoings, you obviously will have your mortgage. Other things to consider will be your council tax. If you have any other savings or credit card payments, obviously you'll have them. You will also then have your buildings and contents insurance. You have your personal protection insurance. So, for example, I think my buildings and contents is around about £35 a month, and my personal thing, so an insurance just for me, because it's a sole mortgage, if anything was to happen, things have to be in place and written up. My 3 personal insurances, I think, are about £115 a month. You then obviously have your gas, electric and water utilities. I've got mine just set up for a fixed amount on a monthly direct debit, so I kind of know where I am. I of course then have my finance agreements for flooring and kitchen and everything like that. You have your foods. You also then factor in your broadband. If you have security system of that, which guys, just wait until moving vlog 2 when I update you on the security system with ADT, because just, that's another story. You will then have like, even I count down every little thing, like even like the Netflix subscriptions and Disney Plus and the fuel and the food. So I broke it all down. I knew what I could roughly afford, because obviously I still need to leave a little bit of money to do content for you guys. And that doesn't necessarily mean hauls all the time. It can literally be going out and getting the baking ingredients. Like, I'm dreading that I'm having to go into my overdraft potentially next month, and I'm just like, oh. But I think it's all about having things to look forward to. Me and Dan, we've booked up what he got me for Christmas. Yes, it was Christmas actually. The drifting experience and the police interceptors. We've booked that up. One of them is actually not far from the house. One of them is going to be a little weekend away. So it's all about trying to budget where you still have enough to have like a little bit of a treat, pop out and maybe have a nice meal or go and do something. I think the balance has to be right. Like this weekend, as I say, we've been full whack here, and Dan was like, come on, let's go to the beach. So we went down to Felixstowe, and it was a lovely little pier, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
We actually really enjoyed ourselves, and we was only out for about 4 hours just while the paint was drying, and then like we feel like we've done something now this weekend as opposed to just painting and decorating. But my lovelies, that was all of the questions. And as I say, I would love to say that I'm sitting in a lovely aesthetic corner, but I'm not. However, this little corner here, it comes out to here. This is going to be my trial haul. But this little section here is going to be Scandals with Shan. So I'm on the lookout for a little bit of a dark themed wallpaper. One of you lovely sent me a gorgeous one. It was £80 a roll, and I'm like, whoo! Darling, I'd love that, but I have not got the funds to be doing that. So it might just be plain black. But we're going to try and do something. I'm trying to get like a little chair in here, maybe like a little bookcase or a little few lights. We're trying to, this is the filming room, so this will be where you'll see me filming, where my wardrobes are going to be. that is another thing we need to sort out, wardrobes and all that. So there will probably be another monthly instalment for wardrobes because we're probably just going to go IKEA. You can't go wrong with IKEA, and that will be, again, a very adventurous vlog if we're getting that collected and DIYing. But, guys, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And I say thank you so much to everyone who has sent comments in. If you do need any more help or you just want to ask or be nosy, let me know down below, as I say, because I think I didn't really see many types of these videos where people sit down about Q&As, and I'm kind of like, especially I think for solo buys it's different because it's a lot more into the unknown, and sometimes there's things that wouldn't happen if you was in a joint partnership buy. So it's all about just trying to see what tackles are there, and if I can help with any questions, please do let me know. But I now need to remove you off this makeshift tripod because we need to get into the next 20 litre pot of emulsion and finish off the rest of this house. So there will be a moving vlog too coming very, very soon. That should be coming soon, but I think in terms we have done an amazing job. I mean, I can't take credit for the haul. Dan has done like 90% of the haul. I've done the landing. I've done the landing, and as you would have seen the first day, I went to just how I could with the thing, but it's a joint effort, I like to say. We'll sit down at the end. Dan's already, we've got a makeshift ice bucket, so it's like a 2 litre jug with some ice cubes in. I've got my can of gin and lime. Dan's got his bottle of cider. That is how we're living at the minute.
Oh,
eating out of containers. Eating out of containers. We've tried all the takeaways around here. We've been to the chip shop, we've been to the kebab shop, and we've done the Chinese. And you know what? For price and money, you can't go wrong. So have them on our doorstep. We've also been to the local Toby. We just haven't tried out the local pubs yet, or the Harvester.
And the McDonald's.
And the McDonald's. We're going to try the McDonald's when we go for a country walk one morning. See if our toffee latte is as good as Essex. That's going to be the that's going to be the thing. But yes, guys, I do hope you enjoy. Schedules might be a little bit haywire, but I will keep you updated on the community post when our next video is. But yes, take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!